Hi friends, welcome to Ashu's DIY. Today I have Sam's box subscription for the month of August beads on my mat, and I have some beautiful Czech glass beads in 6mm. I don't know if the camera is picking it up or not. It has brown tones in it, and I picked up some gold metallic spacer beads, some jump rings, some other different shape spacer beads, and I picked up this finding that I had in my stash, and then this one also. So it's a key to the heart necklace that I'm going to make. So I made these dangles with this bead. So all you need to do is, this is an 1-inch head pin. I take the 1-inch head pin. These are very thin, by the way. You can do a wrap loop, but I'm just going to roll this. This is just a loop, right? As you can see, this is just a loop. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to continue wrapping this until I reach the bead, so I get this coiled effect. So that's what I did for all the beads, and then I have it here. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to design the center part. So I have here some jump rings. If you can use jump rings, or you can also make your own jump ring. So tools wise, we will need our regular tools: bent nose pliers, round nose pliers, wire cutters, and needle nose or tweezer nose pliers. And then I'm just going to open this jump ring like back and forth, and then I'm just going to add this finding to the center loop. 1 2 3 4 5. Yeah, this is a center loop of this connector finding. Okay, I added that right there. So that's that, and then I'm going to add these two on the sides. So I already made this loop, so you can add a jump ring to add this, but I'm thinking I will actually open this up a little bit. So all you need to do is open this. It's like a split ring, so open this split ring part just like so, and then add it to this. Okay, and then when you add it to both the wires. After you come in here, add it to both the wires, just like how you would treat a split ring and a keychain key, right? So now I'll just adjust this. To fit inside both the loops, and then there we go. I have attached one bead to it. Then I'm going to attach the other bead. I'm doing the same thing, just separate this coils apart just a bit. Just like so. Then you can add it to this part. So once you come all the way to this, and then you can go ahead and make the other ring also go inside, and then squish it shut. So here we go. I attached both. So this is going to be the center part of my necklace, and I'm going to continue with the side parts. So for the side, I have here some beads, beading wire. This is a nylon coated 7-strand beading wire in a little bit of a gold color. So I have some, so I am using those. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to add this brown metallic bead, and then I'm thinking of adding either this metallic round seed beads nor these beads. So this I want to attach it here. So what's it going to be is, I'm just going to see how it looks. Okay, does this look good with this? I guess it does, rather than this, I guess, right? So I think I'll do this. So what I'm going to do is, I'm gonna add this bead. I'm gonna grab some gold color seed beads to go with these. So I grabbed these antique gold beads. I kind of like it. I don't want it to be overpowering. I want the pendant to be overpowering. I mean, I want that to have all the attention. So I'm using the antique gold seed beads. These are Lavano seed beads. And I have decided my Czech glass beads is a little bit short strand. It is not a 16 strand. So I decided to go with how much ever I have in one strand. And then I'm going to add a chain in the back for extension. So that's what I have decided to do. So you can actually add seed beads in the back, or you can if you choose to use different beads, you can continue with that bead. I want this to be like a choker, but right next to the choker, kind of. This is a small pendant, so I wouldn't want this necklace to be long, then it wouldn't look nice. That's just my opinion. So I am going with this pattern. So whenever you're designing a bead, necklace, beaded necklace, you have to be thinking whether it's going to be asymmetrical or symmetrical. Will this design go far? Means like really appeal to a lot of people and stuff like that. But first and foremost, you should be liking the pattern that you're going to go with, is my opinion. So I have 4 of these beads here and 4 of these beads here. So for that, in between those beads, I need some of these checkmates. So with 4, I am thinking I need 5. So that's it. So the rest I need to string. So now I start stringing my Czech glass and one of the dangles. Czech glass, I mean a seed bead, actually no seed bead, another Czech glass, and one of these dangles. So when I'm doing the dangles, I'm doing it in the same direction. So I'm seeing if it looks good or not. It doesn't, because it's right next to each other. I don't know if it does, it will look good or not. Let's see. Once you decide the pattern, it's easy to actually do bead stringing projects, but you need to come up with a design pattern that you like yourself. So that's a little bit hard for me. Sometimes I don't like it, sometimes I take it apart, sometimes I put it all together, and then sometimes I design on the go and it comes out perfectly. So it all depends upon how it comes and how I like. So there is very short distance between these two. There is not much distance between this, and I don't kind of like this pattern. So what I'm going to do is, I am just going to take this off and then add this bead right here, and then add one of the drops that I created, and then one other spacer bead, and then a Czech glass spacer, then one of the drops. See, now there is enough gap. Another spacer, one of the Czech glass, and then these are from Bargain Bead Box. I don't know if it is a subscription or I bought it from beadboxbargains.com. I'm not so sure, but it is from that site. And we need to do one more. Okay, and these, so the bead spacers add a really nice element because it's metallic. And okay, this looks good so far to me. Okay, let me just add one more of this one. Yeah, that looks good. So the gold and gold together wasn't looking good. Excuse me. I don't know. Then we have our crimp tubes, which I want to use. So you can also use a crimp bead. I'm using crimp tubes because I have this entire connector, means entire container with a lot of crimp tubes. It comes a long way, by the way. It's available on Amazon. I think it's also available on bbcraft.com. So I'm just adding a crimp tube and I'm just going to come through this loop in this pendant. I don't know if I was out of the camera for a long time. I'm sorry, guys. So here we go. Okay, let me just adjust my camera a little bit more. Okay, so then I come back through my crimp tube and pull it nicely right next to it, and then go ahead and crimp this tube shut. So there is a short tail. We'll try to hide the tail inside the beads. So this is how it looks. Okay, and I'm going to move all these beads this side, making sure this tail is hidden all the way. There we go. So push everything together. Still you can see the tail. Make sure you're not able to see the tail. Okay, there we go. So I'm not worried about the length. I'm just going to snip it here, and as I said, I'm going to add extension chain, so that will be that. I'm going to take one more crimp tube. Okay, then I am going to measure this anyways. Measuring is good, otherwise we will not have an idea. So there's a short pendant. This is not a big deal, so I'm just going to go ahead and measure like this. So it's 8.5 inches almost. I would say, yeah, 8.5 inches. So it'll be 17-inch necklace, which needs an extension chain for sure. So what I'm gonna do is I am just going to go ahead and take this spool of chain. Okay, I'm not going to measure a lot. I'm just going to add about 5 inch. Okay, just 5 inch. There we go. I'm just going to add this 5 inch of chain to the crimp tube, to the beading wire. So here we go. I'll add the chain right here. Check everything is in place and good. Come back through the crimp tube and also another bead. Use your pliers to pull out the hold the chain and pull this. So can you see the tiny bit gap? Make sure there's no gap. Go ahead and crimp it. And then snip this short excess beading wire. And that part is done, right? So now you have to attach the other side of the necklace. So that will be, there we go. So I need to cut this chain here and add a jump ring, and this will be another extension if you want. So I'm just going to cut it in half. I'm just eyeballing it. If you want, you can measure it, but I'm just going to cut it into half. Add a hefty jump ring, like probably this one right here. This looks sturdier. Take the other piece of chain, put it in. That is if it goes in, otherwise you have to use a thinner jump ring. Let me try this first. These curb chains are very cable chain, I think, are very flimsy. So yep, it went through. So I'll add the other chain as well. There we go. Close your jump ring with the help of 2 pliers, and here it is. So make sure your jump ring is completely closed, otherwise your chain is going to come through. Okay, there we go. And I'm adding one more jump ring at the end of this chain, if at all that needs an adjustment. And close it shut. There we go. That's that side. So now we got to work other side of the necklace. Just take some more beading wire and start adding this part first, or you can thread in all the beads and then start doing that part. So these Czech beads are 6 millimeter in size, and this one came from Sams Bead box subscription for this month. I was just looking in my stash for a bead that coordinates this beautiful red. I want the red also. Can you see this Picasso finish on the side of the bead? I don't know if the camera is picking it up properly. If you go ahead and watch my unboxing video, you can see that clearly. I really like these beads a lot. I wanted to do a bracelet first, But then I thought, okay, why not showcase this on a necklace? That would be more nice. That's what mine is. There we go. And these are lemon seed beads. I like to work with a spool, but if you want, you can cut the wire length and keep it. So if you're looking at an 8.5 inch on each side, then you can cut about 10.5 or 12 inch, 11 inch at least. So you need to have space to go back right through the crimp tube. So you need to keep that in mind, and then you can cut it off. But I like to work with the spool. This is easy. There is no wastage per se. You will cut how much ever you want, and you won't waste anything. So these are expensive, but if you get in a jewelry show or something like that, you will not obviously get the 19 strand or 49 strand. You might, the branded ones, and the price won't be much difference in a show. But these 7-strand ones, the unbranded 7-strand ones, you can get in these gem and jewelry shows, which would be much cheaper. So we need 5 beads, and okay, now let me start putting the spacer and the dangle, the spacer and the Czech glass beads. That's the pattern we are following. So now again the spacer, the dangle. You can do a wire wrap loop if you have like really good headpins, but mine is very thin and flimsy, so that's why I wanted to double it up with this. So I saved 2 beads for my earrings, because we have to have earrings. I believe if there is no earrings, the set is not complete. It's incomplete. That's what I feel. There is a earring then. Okay, so I added everything. Okay, this one I forgot to add the spacer. There we go. Now add the 6mm. I am ready to add the crimp tube. Now the crimp tube, oops, and then put it in this loop, come back through the crimp tube, so I'm going to crimp this, but when I'm going to crimp it, I'm just going to make sure I don't make a bigger loop than the other side, or I'd like to try my level best to make a loop which is similar to the other side. You don't want it to be completely different, neither small neither big. It has to be the exact size, then it will look really nice. Now kind of hide the tail. These beads have bigger holes, so it should not be a problem to hide all the tail inside. Drop all the beads to the side now. Sorry, bumping the camera. So now all we got to do is take our clasp. So I am thinking of a lobster claw clasp. You can use any clasp you want, a toggle or a magnetic clasp, so any kind of clasp will work. So because I have the extension chain, I'm going to use a lobster claw clasp. So you can either add this to a jump ring, or you can directly add it to the lobster claw clasp, which I want to do. Then I'm going to cut my beading wire also from the spool. So this is, and then I'm going to add my crimp tube, my lobster claw clasp, the loop, then come back through the crimp tube and a bead or so. Take your pliers and pull the wire through. Make sure everything is nice and correct and you haven't missed anything. There we go. Then go ahead and crimp this. Now you have to cut this tail off. Make sure you don't cut the other one, but you do cut the short tail. Yes, our necklace is done and ready. I hope you guys like this video. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos almost every day. It comes around 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm just moving all the stuff so that we can see the necklace beautifully here. There we go. Our necklace is done. I really like this. I hope you guys like it too. Do try it. If you even don't have a bar, you can make your own with some loops. I'll make a video as soon as possible with some links, which is not like pre-made like this, and you can make it with wire. I like this a lot. I hope you guys like it too. So this is the center part of the necklace, and this is the extension chain. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye.